on track with the things that you're articulating so concisely. A dear friend of mine, Isan Mirdamati, is the CEO of a fractional CTO firm based in Toronto. They've got clients across North America. And his philosophy, which I've actually adopted because I've seen it now close up, his philosophy is that every company is a technology company. And when I started to think about it through the lens of what he was showing me, I started to realize that, my gosh, if you're not already there, and you've heard this term inflection point, if you're not there, it may be a difficult path to recovery if you miss this wave, because folks who are already at the leading edge will win massive market share, leading with technology in their firms. And I thank you for sharing it, because it's exciting stuff. I really love having these conversations about technology and learning how they're going to continue to transform the way we do business. You've heard terms like RE-Tech, real estate technology, MarTech, marketing technology. And we have firms that are clients of ours, the principals who are clients of ours, who are already developing these technologies. So we're seeing it on the ground, and we're seeing the significant changes and impacts it's making real time. So it's something that we're going to keep talking about, you and I, when we connect again. Maybe for a future call, we'll talk about the developments that have happened at Fidelity with their technology, digital transformation, and AI platforms. I wanted to shift the conversation a bit, just to bring it to a level of relatability for folks thinking to themselves, Fidelity, we've heard about them, and maybe folks are thinking, what are the ways that Fidelity and the Fidelity offering to family offices, in what ways are they unique when compared to other investment service providers? If you would love to, I'd love to welcome you to share maybe two ways that you believe the family office offering at Fidelity is unique when compared to the other investment service providers, Alex.
Sure, appreciate that question. I think what we're trying to achieve here in Canada is we're trying to get family offices to think of us as an extension of their team. That's really, I think, one of our key differentiating factors. If you need tools to educate the next generation on financial literacy and inherited wealth, we've got resources for you. You need advice on handling family dynamics. We've got useful thought leadership really on hundreds of family-related issues that we can share from working with family offices and family members for over a decade and a half in the U.S. And to your question on technology, I think this relates to technology as well. If you're a single family office executive or family member, one of the things that we can do that's really unique is connect you to the largest nonprofit, self-governed community of single-family offices in the world, which now has north of 1,000 members. It's a community that was essentially incubated in Fidelity Labs. So the way that it came about is there were regional single-family office groups that were formed throughout the different parts of the United States. And they didn't really have any way to communicate with each other on a national level, and they didn't have the technology either. To have a forum where they could collaborate. And so they approached Fidelity and said, is this a problem that you would be willing to help us solve? And essentially Fidelity took that project, incubated it in Fidelity Labs under the Fidelity Center for Applied Technology, and have created this really amazing community that is where single family offices can gather to gain unbiased perspective, to exchange ideas, and to find answers to their question, all in this collaborative environment. And they're able to facilitate conferences and meetings and so on as well through that community. So that's just one of the ways that we, I think, are going to be able to differentiate ourselves from the other service providers in Canada. Secondly, if you're partnering with niche players, they may do one thing very well. I think what we're able to do is provide things like dedicated access to investment research. So that can include macro research from our Director of Global Macro, asset allocation perspectives from our Global Asset Allocation team, sector research from our Director of Quantitative Market Strategy. We run a dedicated manager research webcast series specifically for family offices, research teams for due diligence purposes. We have various subject matter experts that we can rely on for tax and estates, digital assets, ETFs, alternatives, and portfolio construction. We can offer advanced portfolio analysis with a tool that we built called Fidelity Portfolio Intelligence, which was built in partnership with MSCI and MSCI Barra One, which is really the same tool that our portfolio managers use to analyze risk and factor exposure in their funds. So those are a few of the ways that we think we can differentiate ourselves rather than just offering great solutions. The additional level of support and service that we can offer, that sort of white glove bespoke service level, I think is going to be pretty compelling.